With Amphoreus' story is now over, here is my rankings of the entire Amphoreus story. Mind you that this is all based on my opinion, so this is not an official ranking that is whatsoever. Last place is the thumbnail, aka 3.2. Before to explain why, I want to explain how to make a good story. First off, you gotta make a good beginning. Because without it, there's gonna be a good start and hook for that story. Pacing is the main part of that makes a good story because it will make it very good or bad. For example, the good pacing had some main points of it, and the bad pacing will dragging too long and to the point that the audience might get bored. Lastly is the impact because story lead up to this will be very good or bad. 3.2 is the worst story patch I ever experienced through. Hey, Editor Me here. Looking back of the 3.2 story quest, it's just that it's not that bad, but it was very torturous to go through because it felt so long. But I think my point still stands. It was the assembly scene and some Anaxa scenes as well. Originally, I want the time of the story is the problem, but every new update of the story is around 8 hours long. Because of that, that is one of my problems of the entire Amphoreus story. 3.2 is bad for its pacing and the impact. The assembly scenes that I really hated, and Anaxa's, my little nitpick, is a little bit too long. Like, it felt so unnecessary. That is even to the point that Diaway has some problems of Amphoreus' story. I think the problem is that during that time, it was very slow. There are other problems, like the character's lack of movement, and there is other problems as well, but it's aimed more of Tier 3.2 version, not just the story. Cerydra is the only thing that I only like of this version because, well, not only her popularity is very skyrocketed, and also the first anime short into the game. Overall, I don't mind it. It's not bad at all, but I wish they time reduced and better storytelling. Next is 3.5. All I can say is it's not good nor bad, it's confusing. Specifically, it's more complex. Thanks to that one character, Cerydra. She is the reason that puts on that rank, and she is too complex. To the point that I had to watch a YouTube video about the character. Hyzelyn's on the other hand, she's the only character that I would hang out the most during this patch, and I like Hyzelyn's more than Cerydra. The only thing I do like is the Legacy fight, and that's really it. The next one is 3.1. It was good, but it's mostly fine. That it will focus on Mayde's and Triby's backstories. All I learned about Mayde is about the immortality and the weakness, and that's really it. And Triby's other hand, okay then. Some of the scenes are very creepy, which I really like. Seeing the dolls is so cool. And a little bit terrifying. I do like the Flame Weaver because he is such a huge threat. And he kills Trian, which is my favorite out of the trio. Overall, it's fine. Like, it's good, but it's mostly fine. Next up is 3.0. 3.0 is such a good introduction for Amphoreus. I like some introductions of the Chrysos eras, like Phynon. Triby's I don't mind, but Castra's other hand, like seeing the death aura firsthand and then the character in person, that's actually very sick. I like the Three Heroes introduction, and I honestly like it when that one scene that, oh, you let the door open. I do like the cliffhanger at the end because that got me very interested of the story moving forward. While this one is kind of better with everything else. 3.3. 3.3 is really good because it had some hyped up moments. Cypher is very interesting because of her backstory. And that backstory, I thought that involves Aguaya. That I actually really like because if you evolve the mentor character to make it a backstory, you gotta make it like a little bits of pieces to know about that character, and that's really it. Unlike Anaxa that he has a full backstory, Hyacinth, she's actually really good. It has a boss fight, which, not gonna lie, that is pretty awesome. And the cliffhanger got me so interested to learn more. Especially of Siren's first introduction, which is very awesome to see it. And now, with the top 3, the third place is 3.7. Yeah, that might be crazy, but hear me out. First off, I do like Siren's backstory. It is very interesting. That the Siren that is playable which is interesting because that's not the little Siren that is playable. It was literally the seed, the demiurge, if you will, this whole time. And the Iron Tomb boss fight? Oh, that's absolutely phenomenal. And to start off by battling Castellana, that is pretty good, but I want to know, what's your team members' buying of the Iron Tomb boss? Especially the first phase is Castellana. Well, he's battling himself at the moment. I do like the initial losing of Iron Tomb because that move literally pulls from Ragnarok. That is probably my favorite boss attack animation of the entire game. But some part of the story has some issues. Gathering the Chrysos Air from Bion's mind is actually pretty good, but the only downside is that that's way too long. Like, come on! We got the fight is Iron Tomb is inevitable. So, and why are we gathering the Chrysos Air is way too long than it should. And two of my issues, it's just a little nitpicks, but I think Siren's and is a little too long, and Iron Tomb's fight is ended too soon. Again, this is my little nitpicks. I don't mind it at all. The second place is 3.6. For me, this is literally the best how to get 2 new characters in the same story done right. And well, I think the closest thing is 3.3 of Cypher's and Hyacinth's, but I think it's a little unfair because this is new characters versus the old characters we know and love. First off is Donghun PT. When I first saw Donghun's PT's new form of the drip marketing, I was a little skeptical because I felt that it's too soon to have his new form. And then the story happened, and I actually like it. Yeah, for me, the design is a little off because it's like a mid-transformation of Amira Nune. But the meaning behind it, I love it. I love it. Because the 3 forms, the Amira Nune is the past, the current form is the present, and the Terai form is the future. I like the anime short. It was so cool and interesting, and real weird that he's a little taller now. And Evernight over there, oh, she is so cool. I like some scenes of Evernight, like Sunday helping the Trailblazer out, and March, Siren is planning to stop Evernight with a conversation, which is so wholesome. That led up to Donghun, Trailblazer, and March reunite. That is so, heartfelt moment. And the ending, I just like the beginning to the end of the Amphoreus story. The only downside I could see it is the boss. That is the only boss that we only see in the entire version of 3.0, and we never see it again. Well, if it comes back of 3.8, that would be a surprise. And now, the first place of the entire Amphoreus story, drumroll please! It was, for people who skipping the entire point, 3.4, aka Thynon's Story Quest. Man, where to begin? First off, Amphoreus is a simulation. Seeing Thynon and Cyrene stopping the progression of Iron Tomb, which is insane because they time loop the cycles. Man, Thynon is such a... I'm so surprised that he doesn't crash out over this. Like, yes, he did get his crash out at the end, but I'm still surprised he will be mentally insane, like, middle of the game, the core frames. I literally feel of Thynon's pain. And the anime is short. That hype up to that moment is so awesome. I love it. And that's my top one. And I think probably everyone will agree that is the best story of the entire Amphoreus story. Overall, I do love the Amphoreus story overall. I just like, it's just the beginning, it's very slow. I know it's for like building, get used to of the surroundings of Amphoreus because it is a new location after all. It's still great if you keep going through the story. And since it's the first time that HSR's story goes through the year, it's nice to have one or two filler stories of the last patches of the entire version. And there are mistakes, and if you made it to the end, that is the most beautiful story that you ever experienced. Thanks for watching this video. This is my first time making this, and like and subscribe to make more videos like this. Have a good day and good night everybody. Peace out.